With the upcoming release of Sparking Zero and my hype levels for it beginning to rise to off-the-charts levels, I've decided to dive back into the world of Dragon Ball games to help ease the pain and also prepare myself, because I can guarantee you one thing, I'm going to be going hard on this when it releases. It's kind of hard to believe that it's been almost 8 years since Xenoverse 2's launch, and damn near a decade since the release of its predecessor, Xenoverse 1. Holy shit, do I feel old. I remember being super excited for Xenoverse ahead of its release, hoping that it was going to be a sort of modernization of the Tenkaichi series. The thought of having a new and improved, more modern game, plus the option to create my own custom character to bring through the world of Dragon Ball, was very appealing. Don't get me wrong, I played the hell out of Xenoverse 1, but I can't say that I wasn't at least a little disappointed. For one, the visuals felt like a major step backwards. I mean, just look at what we got with Raging Blast 1 way back in 2009, 6 years before Xenoverse's release. Even by today's standards, this looks pretty damn good, and then compare that to Xenoverse, where everything has this just sort of plasticky, almost shiny look to it. Even though you eventually get used to this while playing, you can see why some folks were a little let down. The game also seemed to lack the sort of soul that Tenkaichi 3 had. The former truly felt like a game made for Dragon Ball fans. It was just dripping with attention to detail all over the place.
You're going to fight me?
No, I'm going to kill you.
I remember being super disappointed in Xenoverse when I saw that my custom character's long hair didn't stand up on end when he transformed into a Super Saiyan. I mean, come on, it just seemed like such a crazy thing to not get right. Xenoverse's sequel came fast though, just 1 year after its initial release, and that's what we're going to be checking out today, although with a little twist. Welcome to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Revamp. Now, full disclosure, this isn't my first rodeo with Xenoverse 2. I played a ton of it shortly after release, but I haven't really touched it since, so I'm going into this playthrough pretty fresh. And Revamp caught my eye recently, so I figured why not give it a shot if I want to have the best experience possible. It's essentially a total overhaul of the game, with changes to visuals all over the place. Character models, transformations, skills, and more are vastly improved. Link to the mod in the description below. So without further ado, let's see what the Xenoverse 2 experience is like in 2024. Immediately after creating my character and starting the game's story, I was blown away by the quality of these pre-rendered cutscenes. Seriously, this shit is clean as fuck. I know Revamp improves the quality of a lot of in-engine stuff, so I'm not 100% sure if these are impacted or not, but regardless, the quality is absolutely incredible. What follows is a story that's not too dissimilar from the original Xenoverse. Your created character joins an organization known as the Time Patrol, a group that, led by the Supreme Kai of Time, works to thwart attempts by bad actors to interfere with various Dragon Ball timelines. Initially, we start off way back in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z with the fight against Raditz, and work to ensure that things play out as they should, with the fight coming to an end via a special beam cannon that kills both Raditz and Goku. As the story progresses, we work to help set events right from various sagas of the show, working alongside future Trunks, a fellow Time Patroller, and others. If you have a pre-existing save file from Xenoverse 1, you'll even see your character from Xenoverse 1 show up to help every now and then, which I thought was a nice little touch. Despite our best efforts, incursions from characters like Turles and Lord Slug continue to occur, where they show up in places they shouldn't, providing assistance to our enemies, requiring us to intervene. Eventually, we start to learn who's actually behind what's occurring. Toa, a powerful demon from the demon realm that's capable of mind control, who also happens to be the sister of Deborah, and her creation, Mira, an incredibly powerful artificial being. Together, these two pose a major threat, even threatening the home of the Time Patrollers, Conton City itself. Yeah, this bitch came and killed Shenron, which we have to go back and correct of course, but still, the audacity. The game also features the Masked Saiyan, a victim of Toa's mind control powers, who, spoiler alert, is Bardock. We get to see him in another one of these beautifully pre-rendered cutscenes as he drags Mira down into the Shadow Realm, sacrificing himself as he hopes to put an end to the monster. Overall, the story of Xenoverse 2 is pretty good, I'd say. It's been years since my last playthrough, and I found it enjoyable to go back through again, especially with the new improved visuals provided by the Revamp mod. Some of the in-engine stuff looks absolutely gorgeous, and I gotta give credit where credit is due, absolutely a job well done by these folks. Side note, if you're enjoying my content, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, it would greatly help me out. While the story is fun and all, I really think gameplay is Xenoverse 2's strongest aspect. There's absolutely a ton to do, and any fan of Dragon Ball will feel right at home. Conton City acts as the game's main hub and is where you load into when you start the game. Running around the city allows you to access all sorts of things, from shops to buy new clothes or skills to equip, to mentors who can take you under their wing and train you, teaching you unique skills. This main hub is also where you'll find the primary activities the game offers, like the main story, parallel missions, which are battles to complete in addition to the main story that allow you to unlock additional items and skills, raid-like activities such as expert missions, and more. You can also visit time rifts, which are areas located off of the primary city map, by teleporting to them via a station. While visiting these, you can do things like join the Frieza Force, help Boo build a family, and more. Character building and customization is where the game really shines. While yes, there is a pretty good roster of characters to choose from, most folks will probably spend the majority of their time on their own custom player characters. While I chose to create a Saiyan, there are 4 other races available. You can create an Earthling, Namekian, Majin, or Frieza race character. Each has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. As you progress into the game, your character levels up, allowing you to assign attribute points as you see fit between 6 different areas. This gives you, as the player, freedom to build your character however you want, letting you specialize in whatever playstyle you prefer, whether that's up close and personal with strike attacks, at range with massive ki blasts, or somewhere in between. You can also customize your character's moveset, with there being a total of 8 skill slots available, 4 for super attacks, 2 for ultimates, 1 for transformations, and 1 for an evasive skill. In total, there's a bunch of skills to purchase, unlock, and choose from, and experimenting with these is a ton of fun. Clothing is also customizable, again, a ton of options here to choose from, and it isn't purely aesthetic. Certain pieces affect different stats in various ways, allowing you to further cater to your character's build. Alright, let's talk combat. How does it feel? Honestly, much better than I remember. Combat is easily accessible for someone who doesn't have a ton of experience playing games like this. That's not to say it's easy, it can definitely get challenging, but it's not hard to pick up and start playing. There's an in-game tutorial that covers the basics, and after not too long, I'd imagine you'll have a pretty good grasp of the game's combat system. Basic combos can be pulled off without much effort using strings of inputs with X, Y, or a combination of the two, and overall, things feel crisp and responsive. Supers and ultimate attacks are easy to pull off, as long as you have the required key for them, with inputs simply being holding down the triggers and using a corresponding face button. This is where gameplay in Xenoverse 2 varies greatly from previous titles like Budokai or Tenkaichi. You see, in Xenoverse, the battle never stops. The fight's flow is constant, which is quite a bit different than previous entries where activating ultimates would briefly pause time upon activation, and even have sort of mini cutscenes, if you can call them that, for the attacks. This results in my opinion, Xenoverse being a slightly less cinematic experience. That's not to say the attacks don't look good, they certainly do, but which do you prefer? Here's a Super Spirit Bomb in Tenkaichi 3.
I hope you'll come back someday. See you later!
And here's the same attack in Xenoverse 2 Revamp.
Please, give me some of your energy!
See ya!
So, is Xenoverse 2 worth checking out in 2024? Well, I mean, for $19.99, and FYI, that's not a sale price, that's just the regular price, if you're looking for a Dragon Ball game to hold you over until Sparking Zero releases, I don't think you can really go wrong here. With the next-gen update on the way and mods like Revamp available, Xenoverse 2 has never been better. It's honestly a great time to jump in. I will say though that the game does have quite a bit of DLC available at this point, of which I own none, but you can be the judge on if it's worth purchasing. Personally, I'll wait for a sale. Are you still playing Xenoverse 2 in 2024? If not, what are you playing to hold you over until Sparking Zero releases? Let me know down below. This is Jarbo Gaming. Until next time.